Hey, this is Jack from Alpha Charts with a state of the market video. Today is November 19th, 2022. Before we get started, this video is for educational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security, and I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. If you like these videos, please right now give me a like and a subscribe to my channel. It really does help me and keeps me again doing these videos for all of you free of charge. Okay, so thank you very much. Holiday shortened week coming up, right? So we have Thanksgiving holiday in the US on Thursday. Markets are closed. Friday, I think they're open half a day. But again, the trading volume is going to be very, very light, probably starting on Wednesday-ish and going through the rest of the week. So just something to keep in mind, okay? Looking at the SPX, again, this downtrend is still in effect, and the declining 200-day moving average is still in effect, but we are definitely getting some positive movement from the shorter term timeframes, right? And we've seen it before. The difference between here and here is that the 200 and downtrend line is so much closer, right? That's the one probably big difference. Probably more maybe similar to this area right there when this was happening, but either way, a big move up, and this pullback has been met by lower volume, and so we'll see what happens. But right now, everything looks constructive for at least a retest of the downtrends or 200-day moving average. To me, that seems the most likely scenario going into this week. And then again, the week after we'll see. But again, that's just we'll find out. On the week, things were down 0.69. Again, no big deal right there. On the RSP, things were down 1.06. All right, so a little bit of a divergence on there. The RSP being the equal weighted, we like to see that outperform, and we just didn't really get that this week. But if you notice, it's still above by 2 cents, still above the 200-day moving average, where the SPX is not yet, right? So we are seeing that the RSP, the equal weighted SPX, overall is outperforming the cap weighted. Again, nice to see the outperformance there. We'll see if that continues and see if it can get through this green zone and really this downtrend line as well, right? Because that is really the area to once we get above that, I won't say we're all clear, but I think it's a big change in character if we can, right? Because we haven't been above that downtrend line really since it started, basically for a year. That's what we're looking at, basically a year. Looking at the Qs, really the weakest of all the indexes, even still. We're just now starting to get that, still declining, almost flattening 50-day. Hopefully this week it'll start to flatten up. Going back 50 days is right here, right? So get some of this stuff out of the way. That 50-day will be flat if we continue higher and go into this green zone. Not much to say here. We have this orange line. That's the line that has to hold so far. It has, and and so far it has, right? What more to say about that? On the week, down 1.09, and the equal weight was down 1.42. Again, a little give back, but nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Again, stronger look on the equal weight, interacting with the declining 200-day as opposed to the cap weighted, which is very far away from it. Again, that's nice to see. It tells me that under the surface, things are starting to repair, right? We'll find out if it continues or not. But I like how the equal weight is already interacting with the 200-day moving average. Again, if it can get above it and above, I might as well extend this area out a little bit further, above it and above again, the green zone right there. That's a big deal, right? Also, this VWAP from the COVID lows, right, is right there as well, right? So we'll call it $70, right? If price gets above $70 on the equal weighted Qs, I think that is a very, very constructive for everything. IWM, try to, again, this is already equal weighted, tried to move higher. There was some give back. 200-day moving average is still declining, but again, looking stronger. So starting to try to flatten out a little bit. Really nice. Now, I'm still worried about the head and shoulders. But I'm only going to be worried about it if first this trend line needs to break, which it hasn't. Second, it needs to go through all these moving averages and retest, 165. That has not happened yet either. And then it needs to break down below 163 or so, right? And that hasn't happened. So yes, this is a possibility that I'm watching, but as of right now, it's just a possibility. Price is still constructive for now, moving higher. Getting above 190, 191 or so. I think that would bust this pattern first off, and two, that would be more of the right side of this gigantic base that really started in November. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for, right? This trend line needs to kind of hold, even if it comes back and taps it, tests it, whatever. That's where your 23-day is rising. 200 days should be flattening. Let's see where 200 days is going back. 216. Right. So 200 days here. We'll get rid of this data this week. Hopefully put in some constructive data and over the next couple of weeks, especially if price can bust out, that would be a very constructive looking chart on the small caps. Small caps leading to the upside has to be part of our bullish thesis. That's my opinion. MDY, and I'll go to small cap growth. Mid caps already above the 200-day, which is starting to flatten out. Again, that's got to be part of our bullish thesis, right? Mid caps, small caps leading the way. Again, does it still need to get above, this green zone? Yeah, for sure. There's overhead supply here. But is this the potential, double bottom look, right? If it breaks out, yeah, that's a nice little double bottom right there. Even did undercut? Yeah, did undercut just by a smidge. So we'd love to see that. And it may chop around more when it gets up here. Doesn't mean it's going to go straight to the moon, but very constructive looking action right now. I'm looking at small cap growth, IWO, right near the 200-day. There's your trend line that's got to hold, and flattening 200-day moving average. Super healthy looking chart as far as getting constructive again. Again, we'll take out some of this data over the next few weeks, and if pricing get above the 200, that would be very constructive. So the indexes are starting to really shape up, especially the ones that are supposed to lead. I love that small caps and mid caps are already interacting with their 200-day. The Dow Jones, actually, let's just hit that real fast. That's been above it and looks like the strongest, broke the downtrend line. Again, looks more like a bull flag than it does anything else. Again, super constructive, right? So we have the Dow Jones looking good. We have small caps looking good, small cap growth looking good, and mid caps looking good. SPX would probably be next, not quite as good, and the Qs would be last as far as that goes. So that should give you a lot of information right there. All right, let's go to the sectors. Sector review, financials, above the 200-day moving average, right? Looking like a double bottom right there, held where it had to hold. Nothing negative about the financials, looking really, really good. And this 200 days is going to start to flatten out. You already have rising shorter terms. So financials looking healthy. SMH came up to the 200-day, got rejected. Fair enough. It's right at the trend line, right? However you want to draw it. This is right at the trend line. And again, strong move up, decreased volume on the pullback. Semiconductors are looking good. Let's see 200 days ago. So 200 days ago, we're right here. So there's a lot of data that needs to come out for this to stop declining, but it's trying. And I think that's a positive message from here. Again, if price needs to get above the 200-day, that would be step one, and stay above or get above this downtrend line. It may, again, find a pullback, into the supply area around 245, and that would be very healthy if that did that, right? And then you could see how it could be forming a base, right? Inverted head and shoulders or something like that. Not quite there yet. That's just one possible scenario, right? We got, this is the right tool. We got 1, right? 2, and we'll see if it does 3 or not. But overall, semiconductors looking healthy. Let's look at transports, XTN. Again, came up to the 200-day. It got walloped and it declined, but still above all of its moving averages. So transports looking okay, not doing anything wrong. We'll see if that's a lower high, right? Or if it can, again, get above that 200-day. That's first step. So transports, question mark. And then housing, XHB, again, right to the 200-day. So it's nice to see that these important ETFs are coming up, interacting with the 200-day way ahead of what we're seeing in the Qs or even the SPX, right? To me, that's very healthy. And again, we'll see if price can get above these green zones that they're all coming close to, and the 200-day moving average, which is right there. It may take another week or two for us to really get that answer, because since, again, we only have like 3.5 days trading this week, and volume will be very, very small. The week after that will be, I think, the big week. All right. So let's go into the internals and see what the internals are telling us. Say, shut all this off. Beautiful. The VIX. If things were going to get out of hand, VIX would be spiking up. We are not seeing that. VIX at 23, very bullish range, super healthy. Credit spreads. If things were getting out of hand, credit spreads would be spiking. We're not seeing that. Very healthy, right? Let's look at the 10-year yield. Is it spiking? It's not. We don't know. Maybe this is a flag of some sort, and it is going to spike, but as of right now, it's below 4%. Very healthy. And dollar going up, dollar going down. To me, this is dollar going down, probably trying to retest the 104-ish area. And if that continues to happen and we get this downward push in the dollar, that is very, very healthy. Are people extremely one way or another? They're not. They're right in the middle, really. Maybe slightly bullish, and that's good. We did get that weird spike here. I don't know what that was, but it never got extreme or anything like that. We've seen it before. And again, to me, airing on the, in this section right in here is very bullish. We don't need to get too extreme. That's just a bullish trend. And the last one is breadth at 67%. Again, breadth is improving. Love to see that. Again, we may get some up and downs here, but it all looks really, really good on the internals. To me, that looks they're showing me what a bullish market would look like, right? At the very least, not a bearish market that's about to fall apart. So you may have to pick and choose where you want to go in this market. But let's just look at Bitcoin real fast. Bitcoin looks like trash, not doing anything, just going sideways, which is actually kind of weird, right? Kind of like a tight range. Look at that. Look how tight that is. Yeah, when this breaks, move could be explosive, right? Yeah, when that breaks, that's going to be pretty crazy. But okay, let's talk about the equity markets. In the equity markets, again, things are improving. Love to see, again, on the index level, the small caps and the mid caps really leading this. And Dow Jones, right? That's leading as well. So we're showing that there are sectors that are doing very, very well. Internals are improving significantly. We have the sector ETFs improving for sure. So I think that this is, what they call a stock picker's market, right? So you need to get into the strongest names in the strongest areas possible and ride the trends for as long as you can ride the trend. That's what I try to do when I do my stocks to watch video, which I give to you guys tomorrow, is try to just highlight names within the strongest areas possible. All right. Good luck. Enjoy this bull run. It may not last into next year, but for now, we'll take what we can get. And I hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving. Take care.